1.
And I had been asked to do a Leica version the week after landing. And so I had like a week's notice of like flipping a song on its head and performing it on live radio around Australia, which was terrifying.
Oh my God.
And now it lives on the internet forever.
For Audio Technica and AT1 Radio, this is At Sometime Somewhere. I'm Jacob Derwin. Today I'm joined by Liz Maniscalco, a.k.a. Elizabeth Rose, a.k.a. BRUX. BRUX is a DJ, music producer, and songwriter who has collaborated with the likes of Kimbra, Flight Facilities, and Bauuer. In 2025, she released Cashed Up on Lucky Me. BRUX, welcome to the show.
Hey.
So happy you're here.
Yes, me too.
Amazing. How you doing? What's new?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah, that Cashed Up EP just came out 2 weeks ago. So it's been a really great 2 weeks of just posting, playing shows, planning tours, figuring out the next thing. It's like, it's been really great.
Are you and Bauer on the same label?
Yeah.
Is that how that collaboration came about?
Yeah. Well, actually, funny story. So I met Bauer at the end of 2023.
Okay.
Because I played at the very last hour. Like, I found out about this show 3 hours before the doors.
Okay.
Machine Drum put together this like massive back-to-back set of like Bianca Oblivion, Nicky Nair, Jacques Green, No Such Thing. Like he just had this huge community of artists that he was doing a back-to-back show in Brooklyn. And we were DMing Machine Drum and I on Instagram, and he's like, yeah, come, bring some USBs. I was like, okay. So I turned up, and that's where I met Harry Bauer.
Yep.
I had no idea he was living in Brooklyn this whole time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we were chatting like on Instagram after that because we managed to play like a few songs back to back, and we gelled really well with like the styles of songs that we were playing.
I love that.
I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, we have to hang out. I had no idea you were in Brooklyn. So fast forward to like 3 or 4 months after that, we got into a studio session in Manhattan at this like massive carriage house. Belongs to this guy who just wants to, have all these artists come in and collaborate. He's a legend. Gordon is his name. Shout out Gordon. And Harry and I wrote this track, Cashed Up. And then, that was really the seeds of like all our songs that we've worked on. None of the other stuff's been released yet, but we've got a lot of stuff in the vault.
Ooh, okay. Little teaser. Like I mentioned at the top, you've gone by a couple of names. I mentioned Elizabeth Rose in there because your roots are not necessarily in DJ performance. Your roots are in singer-songwriter, live instrumental performances. Tell me about your early forays into music. What gets you the performance bug? When does the performance bug bite back in Sydney? I'm assuming it was back in Sydney, but I don't actually know.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Sydney, Australia, and I didn't move to New York until 2021. So a lot of growth and a lot of that journey happened in Australia for me.
Yeah.
The earliest thing that I can remember is me buying single CDs and writing over the instrumental version of the singles and recording myself to tape when I was like 7 or 8. They were terrible, but that's where it started.
It's really sweet, though.
I know. Little old me,
Aww.
pretending to be a pop star.
Do you remember what any of those tracks were?
I think I was a massive Britney fan, so I remember buying Oops, I Did It Again. That's right. And I recorded over the instrumental. Because remember how they used to release CDs and they'd have the a cappella, the instrumental,
the radio edit.
And the radio edit.
Yeah, 100%.
So I would love to play with like the instrumental versions.
That's awesome.
I think that's where it started. That was the first, that's when the bug bit me.
I think that's very much our generation. Like one of my first CDs was the Oops, I Did It Again.
Yeah,
CD.
really.
It was like that,
Love
that
that.
NSYNC CD. There's Backstreet Boys. That was that's the era.
All of the above.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you got on a stage?
Yeah. You know what it was? Year 6, grade 6. I performed at school assembly. Not like a public stage, but like in the school with like
counts.
300 or 400 people. That was scary.
Yeah.
My music teacher at the time wanted me to perform the song that we were singing in class. And you know what it was? It was that hilarious 90s dance tune. What is it? Alice DJ? Do you think you're better off alone?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
cow. It was me singing that. And like he was playing, I think, the chords, and then maybe we were playing to a backing track, but that's a vague memory for me. But that was the first time of like actually performing to a group of people.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily for you, I think there's maybe 3 lines in that whole song, so you don't have
exactly.
don't have to memorize a big script or anything.
Rinse and repeat. Copy and paste.
Incredible. That's a hell of a track to pull out. It was stripped down piano and voice performance at a 6th grade assembly.
That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, from there, like, then I became obsessed with like, I want to write my own songs and perform my own songs on stage.
Was there a certain artist or performer at, grade 6, 7, 8? Like, is there someone you're pulling a lot of influence from? Is there a certain band where you're like, I want to do that? Or a certain singer where you're like, I could do that?
Yeah. Oh, there were many.
Hit me.
Many. I mean, I really loved, because at that age too, I was also doing ballet and like hip hop and tap. I was doing dancing as well as the same time as me figuring out, I like to sing.
Oh.
So it was very much both of those things in one go. And I think I was very much drawn to like artists who incorporated like dance and groove heavy elements to their songs.
Yeah.
So Missy Elliott was like one of the main early artists who I was like so fascinated by, because she was so unique. No one else is doing that.
No,
she's
not at
still very much in her own lane.
Yeah.
The Timbaland Missy Elliott connection, like that, I was so obsessed with that very early on.
You think about all those tracks that Timbaland produced over several years, and that kind of camp of artists. That includes Missy. It completely defined a certain era of pop and hip hop.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That fusion was like so exciting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it also bled out into like dance music as well, because I could hear similarities. Like anything that was groove based, I was obsessed with. And then I discovered stuff in dance music that made me feel the same way.
What came first, ballet or hip hop?
Oh, definitely ballet.
So I have to assume like parents put you in ballet class, and the rebellious teenager is like, I'm going to do hip hop.
Yeah.
Missy Elliott. Is that kind of the idea?
I want to pop and lock. Yeah.
You can't stop me, Mom.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of those like first couple times you performed your original music? Was it an open mic? Was it a concert for 20 friends in a basement somewhere? Like, do you remember the context of that and how it felt?
Yeah, I do remember that. The very first show I ever did publicly that was like, at a venue in Sydney that people could buy tickets to was, what's it called again? The World Bar. That's what it was. The World Bar in King's Cross. And wait, no. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes. I've got 2 memories of like my very first few shows. They're very similar. But I had, like I was playing guitar at the time. I had a bass player. My brother Samuel was on drums.
Oh wow.
That was such a lifetime ago. That was an incredible experience. I was so nervous, but I had all of my friends, all my family there. This was when I think I was 18, just out of high school. And I played all my original music.
Wow.
It was a great feeling.
How much did you have at that point?
Well, maybe like enough for a 30-40 minute set.
Anything go wrong?
Not that I remember.
Wow.
I was really rehearsed. Like I was so anxious about this show that I just went over and over and over like the songs in my head, writing out the lyrics and all like these notebooks to make sure they're like cemented. Yeah.
So, I mean, people who maybe know your music now, maybe they might have a hard time picturing you as a singer-songwriter with a sparse band. If you were to like, reference a couple other bands that you would have maybe like said, oh, this is the kind of sound I was going for back then, what might you equate it to?
Yeah, that's a good question. At that time, I was trying to do like the Grizzly Bear mixed with Joni Mitchell.
I was gonna say I got the feeling it might have been a Joni thing, but Grizzly Bear that's an interesting
Grizzly Bear in terms of like weird alternative pop writing, where there's like unique synth sounds and like interesting arrangements. That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, a lot of harmonics, that kind of thing.
Yeah. But then also like the pop sensibility of like how Joni writes her lyrics and like the storytelling aspect. That's what I was trying to fuse.
Mm-hmm.
I got that bug out of my system, and then I wanted to move on to electronic music because that's what I really wanted to do.
So when does that happen? When is there a certain performance? Do you go to a show? Do you start playing with Ableton and you're just like you just really get into it? What's the transition?
Yeah. It's weird because like I was going down many parallel paths at the same time of like, I liked folk music and I discovered a lot of beautiful jazz and folk singers and how to write lyrics through that genre. But then I was more drawn to the sonic aspects and experimental, style of dance electronic music with the Chemical Brothers. One of my first concerts that I ever went to was the Chemical Brothers in 2008. I was 18.
Wow.
And that just totally changed the game for me.
Really?
Yeah.
What about it? Was it just the music, or was it something about the performance?
The music, the production, like production in terms of like stage production, lighting, visuals, just how immersive everything was. It wasn't just about the music. It was like the entire experience. It felt very, what's the word? Like, very theatrical. For me. That's what the experience was.
Yeah, it was theater.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a theater girl?
I used to be. Not anymore.
All right.
Don't think I like it.
You did your folk music. You did what you did. You did Funny Girl at some point, and you're like, never again.
Yeah, exactly.
What was your favorite Broadway show back in the day?
Well, I did musicals growing up as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in high school.
Okay, so you were also performing in musicals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask what musicals you did in high school?
Yeah, I was young Cosette in Les Miserables.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's really
I
great.
enjoyed that. That was good.
Okay, cool.
Then I did like Guys and Dolls.
I feel like every high schooler did Guys and Dolls.
Yeah, I know,
in
right?
Oklahoma.
Every high school did.
Absolutely.
There's some really great memories with that. Just like doing that as a.
It just hit me that you did Oklahoma and Sydney.
Yeah, yeah.
Voice accent?
I didn't have a lead role, but it was I was part of like the
ensemble. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just imagining a bunch of like 7th
Very
grade, like 10th grade Australians desperately trying to get a Southern American accent.
Yeah. People I think wanted refunds on their tickets for that.
My friend actually is doing Romeo and Juliet right now, but they're doing
beautiful.
it. They're doing it in a Southern accent. They're
Oh
doing it
wow!
American Southern, yeah.
Oh my gosh!
You're first getting into electronic music production. That sounds so boomer when I put it like that. You're first getting into EDM.
That's what it is.
Well, you're producing. So like, what's the foray? Is it a piece of software? Is it a little mini synth you put on your desk? What's the thing that helps you kind of enter that world and take it on?
Yeah, I think it was jumping on my mum's computer and seeing that there's GarageBand for free.
Okay, so you were a GarageBand kid.
Yes, that's
All
where I
right.
started when I was 16.
Yeah.
And that's how I was able to record like my early folk singer-songwriter stuff. But
Yeah.
then like in those 2 years of playing around with GarageBand, then I discovered like loops, samples, electronic side of things.
Mm-hmm.
From there I moved on to Ableton Live because my older brother, who's a DJ producer as well, he gifted me Ableton Live. And that was the best birthday present ever.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was where it really kicked into gear. I remember my first electronic set with Ableton. That was in 2010. Yeah. So probably about 3 years after maybe 2 years after I started to mess with it. I had some of my first radio play around then as well. I was putting stuff on MySpace, and I had people reaching out to book for shows in Sydney.
That's awesome.
It was a really interesting community of electronic producers at that time that I was a part of, and like there was a wave. I was really lucky to be a part of that wave, and a lot of opportunities.
MySpace wave too.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of opportunities came from that around that time. Like Flume, Alice in Wonderland, Bag Raiders, Flight Facilities. We were all doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was cool to be a part of that scene. Yeah, that 2011 gig was really awesome. A little bit messy. But it was just a really great memory. It was like one of my first shows in that electronic realm.
Where was it?
It was in Sydney at this place called now it's called the Soda Factory. I can't remember what it used to be called.
Sure. So, well, current day Soda Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to have a really cool name. I can't remember it. But the promoter, the owner of the venue, like really championed me and kept booking me to play shows there, and I would be able to curate the lineup.
Really?
Yeah, he just totally championed. Like, he really believed in the music. Was like, I want to give you this night. Like, you book the rest of the lineup. I'll give you the space. Like, we'll split the door.
That's huge.
Amazing.
That's huge. I mean, you've only been doing this kind of music now for what, 2 or 3 years? You said.
Yeah.
You're already defining a lineup, and
yeah, it was awesome.
That's
I was very
massive.
lucky. Yeah. Mhm.
Tell me about some of the quote. Maybe incidents is the wrong word. Tell me about the. You said it was a little messy.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of the things that maybe you learned along the way, certain errors or memorable moments, perhaps.
Yeah, I think one memory of that show in particular that felt messy, clunky to me, was performing a cover that in retrospect I wish I didn't perform, because it was just, I don't think it's a good idea to do covers if they're not going to beat the original.
I think that's a good way to think about it.
And I'm very self-critical though, so maybe it was okay at the time, but I covered this song that I was obsessed with called You're Not Alone by Olive. Classic 90s, like, You're not alone, I'll wait till the end of time. I don't know if anyone knows that, but great song to like sing and like flesh out the production. It was fun, but it didn't really go with that.
It didn't resonate with everybody else the way it resonates with you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the tricky thing about covers. So I did like the folk music singer-songwriter thing forever.
Yeah.
And my whole shtick was, when I wasn't doing originals, I would take something that was very electronically produced, something that was a little heavier, and I would try to strip it down into one of those like acoustic-y loop pedally things. And sometimes it worked really well, and other times this appeals to no one but me. So I understand. I think so. We're kind of doing the opposite thing. Like for me, like I was doing this like acoustic version of a metric song forever, and then I tried it again with like a phanogram thing. Did not work as well. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to. We can't all be Ted Leo doing Kelly Clarkson. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to find those moments.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. How do you, in the words of Missy Elliott, flip it and reverse it? How do you change up a song for a more EDM centric cover?
Okay, funny story with that.
Yeah.
So I did that on live radio.
Really?
For Triple J. For their Like a Version series back in 2013, I think it was.
You did Like a Version in 2013? That's like early Like a Version, I would imagine.
Yes, it's early Like a Version, yeah. And it was at a time in my career, so I was like 3 or 4 years into it. The music was going really well. I was touring a lot. I'd fully like had both feet in the electronic dance realm at this stage. And that was actually when I had first come to New York as well. I played CMJ Festival here.
Oh, cool.
And I had been asked to do a Like a Version the week after landing. And so I had like a week's notice of like flipping a song on its head and performing it on live radio around Australia, which was terrifying.
Oh my God.
And now it lives on the internet forever. But what I did was I took a song. It's not that far from like what the original was, but I played out a 90s track, Rhythm of the Night, and just redid the production and like shoehorned it into my style. So that was like the song that I chose to kind of It's
a great song.
Yeah, I love that song.
What, we're 12 years later now?
Yeah, oh my God.
BRUX is in full swing. So tell me about that full circle. What elements you've taken with you at this point of those original projects?
Definitely the pop vocal elements.
Yeah.
That's what I've always tried to retain. Because I still listen to pop. I very much love that genre. And I love to find ways to fuse all of my favorite flavors across all the genres.
Yeah.
It's like that's my thing. That's my shtick, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard, but it's something that I constantly try and challenge myself to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I get bored with my writing, you know.
Well, is that why you've reinvented yourself a couple times? Because
Yeah.
you feel like I've done everything I can do in this specific space?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm just realizing now, like, how many times I've changed myself.
I mean, well, it's interesting, right? Because I feel like for some artists, right, if let's say they break really hard, really fast, they are in some ways, they're stuck with whatever they started with. You know what I mean? If you're 19 years old and you're part of a boy band that takes off, like
Yeah, true.
you are forever that boy band. Even if you go off into a solo career, you will always be affiliated with a certain the pop sound of whatever era you were a part of.
Mm-hmm.
So I can imagine like it's maybe the benefit of slowly like finding audience at a time, like playing this radio show, getting your first tour, getting your first festival, like having those milestones. It gives you room to figure out what you want. And so over time you can get to a point where it's like, oh well, like I've learned all these from these previous projects.
Yeah.
I'm not pigeonholed yet. I can figure out what I want to do.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a Bauuer bird and I'm just collecting
Yeah.
things.
There's a freedom there. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
As BRUX, the BRUX Artist Project, whatever you want to call it. I've been meeting a lot of artists over the past couple of years. That term artist project comes up a lot. How do you separate art from the artist? How do you separate yourself from the artist project? Is there a difference?
I don't know if there is. I'd like to say there is, but I think it's a part of me that I don't feel comfortable sharing day to day. It's like this alter ego and maybe subconscious self that comes through in like what I'm writing about and how I'm expressing myself, where I feel like I can't get away with that day to day, you know? It's a more playful version of my thoughts and feelings and perspective on life. With DJ sets versus live performances, I find that I can access things that I can't get out of a live show with the crowd, in that, you know, when you're playing a live performance set, if you don't have a big fan base, like I'm still growing, they don't know all the songs. They're not familiar. They're not going to get hyped on a familiar sound that they don't know yet, you know. Yeah. But whereas if I'm DJing, I can play my edits out of like big songs that I know the audience will be familiar with, but they'll hear my rendition of it. Or I can introduce them to songs that they've never heard before. But it's like, it's the curation aspect that I love of the DJ side of things, because I still, even with me collecting different genres and trying to fuse stuff in my songwriting, I'm still doing that same action with my DJing and curation. I like to fuse a lot of weird genres when I DJ. Yeah. And share, like, it's just the same as like you and I sitting down and being like, oh, I heard this really cool song the other day. What do you think? Like, it's that energy for me that I like to bring to my DJ sets. Yeah,
the curation element. Yeah. I think that's fabulous. I think there's it's to have a dialogue with the audience, kind of what we're saying, like responding to what they're into. And on top of like you kind of mentioned, like maybe they don't know my song, but if I play this thing that they know in my style, it's a way to introduce myself in a comfortable manner. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not just like throwing a brand new thing at them that they've never heard before. Yeah. There is you can kind of ease people in and ideally make a few new fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like translation. It's like using Google Translate to like, let me break this down for you. I'll translate what I'm trying to say in this other language so you can understand it.
Yeah, this is in the language of Pitbull.
Yeah. In Pitbull, is that what you said?
Yeah, I said Pitbull. I don't know. Oh, I don't know why that was the first thing that came to my head.
Loco. Sorry.
What's something...
Sorry.
God bless you. Fireball. Tell me about one of your favorite performances as BRUX so far.
It's a core memory for me that will stay with me forever. It's a show that I played last July.
Okay.
Closing out Brooklyn Storehouse for Justice. And I found out about that show 3 days before it happened. I was away on vacation, relaxing. Then when I got the call, I was not relaxed anymore. But I had been told that I had like the 30-minute slot after they'd finished playing to a sold-out Brooklyn Storehouse, which is 5,000 people.
Yeah.
That remains to be my biggest show that I've ever played as BRUX. And it was so intense, but so much fun. It was like I was in a dream because I had 30 minutes to capture all of these people, all their attention. And Justice had finished their set by playing Never Ender twice, repeated twice through. And it was so intense. My husband Chris was on the side just like filming as I was being rolled on, like on the DJ decks, like rolled on as they were coming off. And I didn't expect this, but both of them came up to me and gave me a hug and like gave me a clap and like a gesture. Didn't know that was going to happen. I was so shocked. And then I had 30 minutes to just go ham and start at like 100% energy. It was crazy.
Holy cow.
That's my core memory. Yeah.
What's something you know now that you've been performing and writing and producing for quite a few years? What's something that you know now that you wish you would have known starting out?
Yeah, I think what I wish I would have known earlier on is to not be so precious about decisions or like precious about details, especially in the writing process. Mm-hmm. Or like getting bogged down with like, is that an Aussie term, bogged down? Getting weighed down.
I know what you meant. You're good. Yeah.
Sorry. Not worrying about like feedback from like one dude on the internet who had a bad day. Like that doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
At the end of the day, it's you're making music for yourself. Mm-hmm. And if other people resonate with it, that's great. But if you tailor your taste to what you think other people will like, you'll never be authentic. I wish I told myself that at a young age, because I probably would have gotten to where I wanted to quicker.
Yeah.
But it just takes time, maturity, you know.
That's a huge part of it. Authenticity comes with practice. Like you need to God, we live in a current our space with social media and the internet and being able to get everything as quickly as possible. Yeah. We're in a space where
it's like this constant feedback loop.
It's a constant feedback loop and constant pressure to have it exactly right at the beginning.
Yes.
And that's impossible. Like there's a certain urge I think a lot of people have to like be able to sell a certain story, a certain personality, a certain art, anything, but before that person has actually had the time to learn what their thing is, to create a voice, to create a authentic self.
Yeah.
You know, a certain sound. It takes time.
It does. It takes time. And also, like, this is a lifelong thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to be just a flash in the pan. Like this, I want to be doing this when I'm 90, if I'm still senile.
Even
if I'm not senile.
You're saying right now we should go.
Wait, senile is crazy?
If you go see, I thought even senile meant like you're not doing so hot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even if I'm senile.
Even if.
Got it. I want to still be doing it.
Incredible. So, Liz, sometime in the early mid to 2010s, you created 2 YouTube playlists. They featured songs that influenced your 2012 Elizabeth Rose EP. That's what you labeled them as. I'm going to list some of those songs.
Oh, no, is this actually real life?
This is real.
Oh, no, I don't remember anyone.
Okay, there we go. God. I'd like you to tell me why these songs matter to you or what they taught you.
Okay.
Maybe it'll be a little reminder of the things that influenced you back in the day.
Okay.
See, this is real. These are actual playlists that are on your old YouTube channel.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, none of these are that great. I think they're really good songs for the most part, but I don't know all of them. So, first one is Khalees, Caught Out There.
Yes. Why that was important?
Why you dig that song? Why was it important to you? Why was it an influence for your first EP?
Still a great song because it's such a song of protest and empowerment from a woman's perspective. And that's what I've always felt like that. I wanted to make music that was impactful in that sense. Yeah.
Chairlift, Sealing Wax.
Oh, Chairlift, Sealing Wax. That was one of the first bands that I toured with. So I got to support them in Sydney and Melbourne in 2012.
Yep.
And I got to meet them. Caroline and JP were amazing. But Sealing Wax is the last song on their album. I can't remember the name of the album, but it's got Bruises on it. Mm-hmm. Sealing Wax is like a deep cut. It's so unique and weird and beautiful. It's very haunting. That's the kind of stuff I was also trying to bring into my early music of like, mantra, like haunting, unsettling. Mm-hmm.
Every time I read any bio about you, the word dark is always in there, which I think, I find it to be a little bit of a vague term. I'm like, this can mean a lot of things, but it sounds like you've always been intrigued with those kinds of like, maybe a little haunting, a little ghastly elements kind of strewn about in there, yeah?
Yeah. That comes from, like, my sci-fi, like, obsession with movies.
Okay.
Like, a lot of surreal, like, David Lynch, a lot of sci-fi, a lot of alien stuff. Paranormal, I'm all about that. I think I draw from that to bring that feeling in of what it gives me. I try and put that in the music.
Because you're a sci-fi nerd.
Yeah. Well, not nerd, but I Yeah, I do. I like it.
You can wear it. You're good. It counts.
Am I a nerd? Maybe
Yeah.
I am.
I get the feeling. The Knife, You Make Me Like Charity.
The Knife. I've always been a fan of The Knife, and I still am. I got to interview them in 2012 for Triple J Mag.
Wow.
And I was a huge fan of them back then, and then I got that opportunity to interview them.
Wow.
Mind blown. Insane. But yeah, You Make Me Like Charity is like one of my favorite songs of theirs of all time. It's crazy. The lyrics are hilarious, and so like it sounds like it's from Mars. Like it's such a strange track. It just has always stayed with me.
Side question about The Knife. Heartbeats. Who has the better version, The Knife or the Jose? Is it Jose Gonzalez?
Yeah. Definitely The Knife.
All right.
Yeah.
Come at me, Jose Gonzalez.
Sorry.
I learned about him before I learned about them, and then I found the
right.
original song, and I'm like, that's what this sounds like?
Yeah.
It's very cool.
It's crazy.
The Daruti column, Love is a Friend.
Oh, Love is a Friend. I don't remember that. But I remember Sketches of Summer, the Daruti column.
Okay.
That was a band that I got into because of Gotye. I did a session with him in Melbourne in 2011. Name drop.
Holy cow. 2011?
2011.
Is that
I think. Or
right
2012.
after or right before the big breakthrough?
Oh, it could have been around the same time, actually. No. It was just after my first EP, 2012. Okay. But I went down to Melbourne. He had a huge barn of... It's where his parents' property is.
Yeah.
Still is. Huge barn of instruments, things to sample. Like, he's a crazy collector.
Yeah.
He introduced me to the Daruti column.
Wow.
And Prefab Sprout. Great bands.
So
that was why I put that in the playlist.
I'm trying to remember when somebody came out.
Oh, 2013.
It's around that time. It's like yeah. So you're because Gotye had an Australian audience before he broke through internationally.
Yeah, Heart's a Mess. That was huge.
Insane.
Yeah.
And you got to do a session with him before the big moment where he just vanished again.
Yeah. He took on so many amazing creative projects. He could just do whatever he wanted.
Wow.
And then I met up with him again in New York when I first moved here, but now he's moved to France. He's always been around in orbit. Really interesting guy. Great ear.
What's the session you did with him? Is there any evidence of that out there?
Yeah, an old photo on my Facebook page.
I meant like music or something.
Oh
song.
No, we have lots of things on the cutting room floor, but yeah, nothing's come out.
Maybe one day find a B-side.
Maybe one day.
Flying Lotus.
Oh, Flying Lotus. These are great. This is great. Flying Lotus. Massive Flying Lotus fan. I think I would have put that in because I would have just seen him perform at the Opera House back then in Sydney.
Oh, wow.
And it was such a visceral show to me because he had screens in front of his setup and behind him and either side. And he had this visual artist projecting like 3D graphics.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was in like a spaceship, like 3D thing that was moving around.
Cool.
Massive impact on me.
Wow. I love that. Have you seen the session of, I think it's him, Reggie Watts, and Mark Rebele?
Oh.
Like live, because Reggie and Mark both do the live looping improv music thing. I believe Lotus is on that, like producing live as well.
Oh wow, I
think it's on YouTube. It's from I think it was maybe a pandemic thing. I remember seeing that because I'm a huge fan of Reggie in particular, but all three of them. And I was just being like, this is stacked.
Yeah, I need to check that out. I haven't seen it.
Like they were going to meet each other eventually.
Yeah.
Animal Collective, My Girls.
Oh, Animal Collective.
Yeah.
Love Animal Collective. That's a song that's always stayed with me. As is Bruises? What is it? No, wait. Bluish. Bruises, I was confusing.
That's right, yeah, earlier. Yeah.
But Animal Collective, I just love their sonic fusion of like the synths, the modular stuff. But then like that was such a time in music as well where everyone was using floor toms.
Dude.
You remember that?
Dude, I remember that. I went to so many shows and the singer would just be banging on a drum for no reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I loved that combination. And their songwriting styles, like I still love Animal Collective. Like Panda Bear, his solo stuff's great.
Yeah. I love the track he did with Daft Punk.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Yeah. I think it's on Random Access. Yeah. All right, my last one is Fever Ray. When I Grow Up.
Oh, Fever Ray. Yeah, so that's the Knife's solo project.
That's right.
Fever Ray, still a big fan. When I Grow Up, that is a very quirky little song. That gives me the same feeling as Sealing Wax of just haunting, but really mysterious and engaging to me.
That's so interesting because I'm talking to you now. We've chit-chatted a little bit. You do not come off as a particularly haunted person. You seem pretty cheery to me.
Yeah,
so
cheery.
what's that draw? You mentioned the sci-fi influences, obviously, but like you want to make that stuff too. So like, what can you express in a darker track, in a more haunting track, that you get from these kinds of songs that you can't get from some of the other stuff out there? Is it an expression of something that's hard to talk about? Is it a vulnerability?
I feel like I'm in therapy right now.
I'll take it.
I think what it is,
Take
if I was to self-analyze, I think maybe it's me trying to figure out or understand things beyond my comprehension that no one knows the answer to. Like I've always been attracted to that of like, life on other planets, like the paranormal, what happens after life. Like I've always been a deep thinker and I'm very interested in those topics, even though they might come across as dark, but not in a sinister way. It's more of like taboo. It's like people don't talk about it, but I'm interested in that. I'm interested to find out more information. Maybe that's the side of the darkness that I try and bring in. I don't know.
Or maybe
I'm
we're
gonna think
just,
about this.
Well, that's fine. Maybe we're just trying to get a track in when some guy gets the rights to Twin Peaks 20 years from now.
Oh, I love Twin Peaks.
I know you do. All right, BRUX, Liz, thank you for joining us for Add Some Time Somewhere. Please tell the folks where we can find you online if you wish to be found.
Yes, Instagram, I am It's BRUX. On Spotify, you can hear my music there, and SoundCloud, I put a lot of edits on there as well.
Hell yeah. And you can find us on Instagram at @AT_1_radio. And of course, you can learn more about Audio-Technica. It's many excellent microphones like these, headphones, record players, accessories on our website, audiotechnica.com, audio-technica.com. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
A-T-1